Now, on every college campus I go to, Alan, I hear an atheist get up and say, well, if there is a good God, why doesn't he stop all the evil in the world? Well, here's a case in the Old Testament where God sees the evil and he says, I'm going to stop it. And now the atheists are complaining. He's stopping it. Well, wait a minute. Which, do you want him to stop it or not? Okay. But then they're going to say, well, look, he may have gone too far. He started killing the children, as you mentioned. Now, there are two views on this. And I know this answer is going on a long time. It's a complicated issue.
This is good.
Okay. There's two answers, or there's two ways of looking at the text. One way is the way that Paul Copan looks at it. I don't know if you can see this book. This is a book called Is God a Moral Monster? Making Sense of the Old Testament God. Paul Copan is the author, a brilliant guy who teaches down at Palm Beach Atlantic. And what Copan has noticed in the text, Alan, is that if you go to, say, Deuteronomy 7, it'll say something like this. Okay, Israel, wipe all these evil people out. Kill them all. And then the next verse, it'll say, and then don't intermarry with them. You're going, wait a minute. Wait, if you're going to wipe everybody out, why would you then have the warning to not intermarry with them? None of them would exist after you wipe everybody out, right? So it turns out that Copan has discovered that in the ancient Near East, they had this exaggerated language to try and show that if you wanted to have a decisive victory, they would use language like annihilate. Nothing lives. Let no breathing thing stay alive. I mean, just completely destroy these people. But it didn't mean to completely wipe them out. It meant to have a decisive victory and drive them out of the land. It would be like, we use this kind of a language in sports. The Giants annihilated the Cowboys, right? Or something like that, or vice versa, right? We don't really mean the Cowboys no longer exist. It's just a way of speaking. So that's the argument Copan makes. The argument that Clay Jones from Biola makes, he says, no, these were literal commands. But it was not genocide, it was judgment. And God had the right to take people out anytime he wants based on the evil they've done. And he says, what were the Israelites supposed to do with the children? If they tried to bring the children up, the children are going to grow up going, hey, you killed my parents, now I'm going to kill you. Or they're going to try and go back to their old practices, which were all of these evil things they were doing. So that's the argument that Clay Jones makes. The bottom line to the whole thing, though, is this. God has the right to move people into the next life whenever he wants. And it's not immoral for God to do that because he's the creator and sustainer of all things.